I've been away from you a long time. I never thought I'd miss you so. Somehow I feel your love is real.
If I was born in the 1920s, I would love to have met Louis Armstrong or Ella Fitzgerald and seen them performing in their prime in New Orleans, and all that amazing jazz music for the day. It would have been awesome. What I've really enjoyed over the last couple of years is we've managed to get a little bit of exposure outside of the Guida Valley. We've done some work out at Burke and some work down at Hay, and it's been really fascinating to see the way the crop grows in those different climates and in those different environments, and the way the plant behaves. And I think that there are some lessons from the Guida that can be applied to those areas, and I think that there's some lessons from those areas that we can bring home to our growers here. So it's this exchange of ideas and information, and just those incremental yield increases, which are really satisfying to see when you're looking at a new area and we're pushing the boundaries south. And I think some of our yield objectives and sustainability objectives that we've managed to achieve over the years has been fairly reasonable, and so I think it's maybe a nod for that. And I think also it would probably have a little bit to do with our Young Aggies network. I'd like to think I was a bit of a mentor figure to those young agros coming through. A bit of fun and hard work, I guess.
I even know my mammy.
Okay, if I was born in the 1920s, I would like to have met Walt Disney. We work with the growers to make sure that they're doing everything that they can be doing to maximise yields. And I guess we're that face-to-face between the researchers and the growers, so we deliver the messages that the researchers are trying to get out there, and then we put it into practice really, and the growers hopefully follow our advice and get the best returns for it. I guess sometimes I just sort of forget how big the job actually is, because it's part and parcel of what I do every day, so I kind of really don't think about it too much. First role that I was in was the Central Downs Irrigators, and that was more along the lines of they needed someone to take over the secretary's position, and I kind of got dragged into it. So, but at the same time, it was a good opportunity for me to get a bit more awareness of what was involved with the irrigation side of it and what restrictions and whatnot that they have on them. So from the irrigators, I stepped down from that and pretty much stepped into, or roped into the field day committee, and somehow ended up being the chair. I'm not quite sure still how that happened, but that actually probably came on the back of the Young Achiever for the Darling Downs last year. I like to think that I can help the next generation, gain a bit of confidence within themselves to step it up and ask the questions that they don't think they have the confidence to ask.
If I could meet someone from the 1920s, it would have to be Al Capone. He's the world's most famous mob gangster. I'd love to have a bit of time like he did. My first time on a cotton farm, the first thing I ever did was start a siphon, and that led on to driving a tractor and planting cotton, cultivating, working my way up to managing staff and the crop, working alongside the agronomists that we had. Then stepping into the next role as an agronomist. We've got a lot to do with Adamar at Total Ag. I know that for some years they've been involved heavily with the Young Agronomist Award as well. I know I was nominated for that a couple of years ago. To be able to convince a grower to grow cotton for the first time in a dryland scenario and pull off a reasonable crop, it puts a lot of pats on the back or ticks all the boxes. It's probably the biggest achievement that I get through my job.